Alrighty, another video here, guys. One of the questions I get asked really frequently is, what's my condo cash flow going to look like if I buy this pre-construction unit? And it is important to know your numbers, right? The reality is at 20% down, most of the pre-construction condos I've been selling over the last 3 years, they're going to cash flow negative, right? But it's important to know what those numbers look like, including principal recapture, so you can get a really accurate prediction on what the future kind of holds for your investment, right? And so we're going to go through the rationale that I use today so you can run cash flows on your own investments very easily. And I'm going to share this with you, so you can go to the link in the description. You can download this cash flow and you can use it. All right, so feel free to use it unless you're a realtor, in which case do not replace my logo. So here's the model. It's very simple. It makes a number of assumptions and I will go through them quickly, but first I need to grab a unit to use as an example. So we're going to use Westerly 2 because it's one of my favorite projects that has launched in the last couple of years here. So this is a unit that one of my clients bought. He bought a different version of this unit, but anyways, this unit, he got a balcony on his. I believe we paid $520,000 for it. So let me put in the project details here. It's the 1A model and it's 480 square feet, and we paid $520,000. So guys, on this Google sheet here, the only thing you have to enter is highlighted in blue. All right, so anything highlighted in blue here, those are the cells you have to enter. And maintenance fees, I believe, were $61 a foot, and completions 20. Let's put in 2026. Okay. So we make a couple of assumptions. First is mortgage rate. Now you can change this to whatever you want. Change it to 4%. It will update the amortization schedule here. I'm going to leave it at 3 because honestly, that's what I believe we're heading to in the long-term future. Rental inflation. The assumption I use here is 3%, simply because that is the 15-year average, right? And that rolls in some down years as well. Appreciation, I use 6%. The 45-year average for condos in Treb is 6.61% annually. That rolls in the 90s crash, 2008, etc. So I like 6 because it is very conservative, right? But you can go lower if you want to be more conservative. You can go 4. I see some brokers send out things with 10%. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But anyways, I use 6, right? Kind of middle of the road, bullish, but not ridiculously so. Tax assessment, right? Your property taxes, ignore what it says on the builder price list. It's not going to be 1% of purchase price. It's going to be the municipal tax rate of the city assessment value, so the MPAC assessment value, which is typically 75 to 95% of purchase price. I've put in 85, we'll bump that up to 90. And then market value. Now you don't have to change this. By default, it's going to take your purchase price and assume that that is your market value for your future value estimate based on cash flow and capital appreciation, plus your principal recapture, because obviously your tenant is paying down your mortgage. But here's the thing, guys. We know, and if you watch my channel, that market value is often lower than what you pay, especially in pre-construction. Now, to figure out what that market value might be, you can just look at some comps, right? So the beautiful thing about Westerly is it has a Tridel building right next to it. So this is Westerly 2 right up here. This is your Islington subway station, okay? And this is Tridel's previous site, Islington Terrace, Bloor Vista, and Bloor Promenade. So if you look at Islington Terrace and we look at previous one-bedroom sales, I've already got it highlighted here. You've got, so this is too large. Well, no, this works. But this has parking. We didn't have parking. So this one has no parking, 599 square. Sold for $497 back in August of 2021. So it's fair to say he got a really good deal, right? It's barely worth less than he paid, but let's just bump this number down just so I can show you an example. Let's say it's worth conservatively $490,000 on the resale market, right? So the intrinsic value. Now you just have to figure out the current rental rate. Again, this one's really easy. Apples to apples, Tridel building, 1 year old, right across the street, right? Bloor Vista, what do we see on the rental market for one bedrooms? We've got 2150, but this is 600 square feet, no parking. We have 500. We have the 317 is a very small unit, 2180 with parking. So let's knock it down. $200. Let's call it 2,000 even for no parking, right? You can call it $2,000 a month. Rental inflation is going to automatically calculate and round up to the nearest 100. So net cash flow at a $13 a month. Won't see that very often. Usually this number will be negative before assuming principal recapture, right? And then you can see here in your future value estimates, your positive or negative cash flow over the years, your remaining mortgage balance, and the estimated value of the condo based on the appreciation number you use. So if you use 5, you get a different number, right? If you use 10 because you're incredibly bullish, again, you get a different number. This one-bedroom condo is going to be worth $1.3 million in 2030. So again, that's why I like to use 6. Feels fair to me. There's your PSF, everything automatically calculated. So if you want this, if you want to use this, you can go to the link in the description and do one of two things. You won't be able to edit it, but if you have a Google account, you can go file, make a copy, and it'll just open up a copy for you that you can edit. If you don't have Google, you can just download it. So you can download it as an Excel sheet, and I've tested it. All of the formulas should work just fine, all right? And just for hypothetical here, right, if we were buying, let's say, a $650,000 condo, because obviously Westerly 2 launched at abnormally low prices. Thank you, Tridel. You're going to see the negative cash flow here. And that, in reality, like negative $500 a month to $800 a month, you're going to see on a lot of one-bedroom launches, assuming a 3% rental inflation. And then I know there's someone already furiously typing a comment like, Jordan, if it doesn't cash flow, it's not an investment, it's a speculation. Yeah, you settle down, Kiyosaki. All right, I've read the book too. I understand that. But the reality is, go to New York, go look at condos for sale in New York and tell me that those things haven't been negative cash flow for 15 years. So the reality is, as a city matures, you start to see cap rate compression. That is happening in Toronto. It is the unfortunate reality, 20% down, not going to carry the mortgage, taxes, and maintenance fees on many units these days. If you find this chart useful, please like and subscribe. All right, that's all I ask. And if you want to book a call with me, precondo.ca/call, or my email is in the description as well. And I will see you guys next video.